Hello you lovely lot, and thanks for stopping by. This is a video about a couple of characters called Legsie and Lugsie. Is it Lugsie and Legsie? Lugsie and Legsie, that way around, yeah. It's an illustration that's done from a single line prompt sketch. What's a line prompt sketch, you ask? Well, maybe I'll do a video on that soon. Watch this space. But for now, this was drawn from a line prompt sketch, and this is how it came together. Check it out. And it's interesting, this kind of illustration, because it's from a line prompt, which is like a kind of a simple line sketch really. I take it into Procreate and obviously trace it out, and then start messing around and sort of adding to it and embellishing bits and pieces of the illustration. I was struggling with this guy's mouth. I'd drawn a specific mouth, and then I sort of changed it into a big jaw with these teeth sticking out. And again, then I had problems with the eyes. How were the eyes going to work? But I love that sort of messing around to find out how it's going to, how I feel about it and where I want it to go. Never really know sometimes with certain elements of illustrations, but this kind of came together. I did these kind of little beady eyes poking over the top of his jaw for this character really. This is interesting here because I've done some colour on the line layer and obviously had to go back and correct it. It's a cardinal sin when you talk about digital artwork. Keep your layers separate, keep your line layer separate, certainly. It's good practice, but in this occasion I had to sort of change it out. So I'm adding bits of colour, bits of texture, just bringing this character together. Now, I thought he'd got quite a surprised look on his face. I quite like his expression. And it just came to me that I thought he needed kind of another character with him. So I drew this spider and hung him down the side. And I like the spider's expression, as if to say, what you're so shocked about. And I quite like the relationship between the two. I like how the spider's kind of looking over with this kind of, I don't know, almost like bemused look on his face. And Lugsie, the first character that I drew, is just kind of he looks a tiny bit surprised. I don't know, it's a nice relationship between these two. Can't work out whether they're friends or what's going on. Anyway, into Photoshop. In Photoshop, I just like to mess around with backgrounds. Once I've done the initial illustration in Procreate on the iPad, I like to work between these two platforms. It's kind of the mainstay of what I do in terms of illustration work. It's really good fun, and I like the way that each of the platforms sort of intuitively sort of communicate with each other. You can export all your layers out of Procreate into Photoshop, and to a certain extent you can do it the other way around as well. So I like how these two platforms work together. They're very powerful, the pair of them. Great to work with. Super fun. So just doing some backgrounds now and doing some sort of lighting changes in the background, just sort of building the environment and making it make sense. Sort of using a kind of a limited colour palette. I like these blues and reds, feature a lot in my work at the moment, these blues and reds. Blues, reds and oranges. Seems to be a bit of a thing of mine at the moment. So just adding certain elements, building up the textures, messing around with the layer values, and trying to get the contrast and the colour to pop. But I think at this stage I decided that the background was probably a bit too contrasty and a bit too dark. So I decided to put a layer, a colour wash layer. Certainly after I've done this is a brush I made out of a bubble wrap. I scanned and printed some bubble wrap. If you want to know how to make textured layers, by the way, you can check out this video above. I've made a video on the process of making textures and building them into brushes for Photoshop. You can use them in Procreate as well. So yeah, I just wanted to put a washed colour layer between the characters and the background, just to sort of temper that background a little bit. Yeah, and it's kind of nearly there. I'm quite happy with this. It's been good fun to put together. And then I decided that those vertical lines weren't quite working, so I wanted to make them coming across the canvas slightly, and then just messing around with those to get them into a place where I wanted them, so it kind of makes sense to the rest of the image. Yeah, and there you are. And these are some colour versions that I like to do. I love to see multiple different colour versions. Just it changes the image so much, the way the colour works. So I like to kind of mess around with colours. And there's a finished piece. Lugsie and Legsie. Thanks for stopping by. If you've enjoyed this content, give us a like, thumbs up, and perhaps subscribe to my channel. That'd be superb. And I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye for now.